There's a force that lies within every one of us. A quiet whisper, an unseen hand, guiding us when we feel lost, lifting us when we feel defeated. It's the power of prayer, a power that can shift the very fabric of our reality. You felt it before, even if you didn't know it at the time. It's that moment when you release your worries, when you surrender control, and something inside of you shifts. It's that stillness, that peace, that comes when you stop fighting and simply trust. Trust in God. Trust in His plan. Trust in the power of His love. Prayer isn't just about asking for things. It's about aligning your heart with the divine flow of the universe. It's about recognizing that, within you, there's a power far greater than anything you've ever known. A power that transforms, heals, and elevates. And that power is God, working through your prayer. When you pray, you open yourself to His infinite wisdom, His guidance, His strength. You tap into a force that moves mountains, that shifts the course of your life. It's not just about words, it's about the energy, the faith, the belief that backs those words. It's about speaking from a place of deep trust, knowing that what you ask for is already on its way. You might be sitting there thinking, but I've prayed before, and nothing happened. Or maybe you've asked for something so big, so life-changing, that it feels impossible to believe it could ever come true. But hear me when I say this, prayer isn't about how big or small your request is. Prayer is about your willingness to trust, your willingness to believe, and your willingness to receive. The power isn't in the words you speak, it's in the faith that powers those words. When you pray with unwavering faith, when you truly believe that your prayers are being heard, that's when the miracles happen. Think about a seed. It starts so small, barely visible. But with time, patience, and the right environment, that seed grows. It's the same with your prayers. You may not see immediate results, but know this, when you plant your prayer with belief, it takes root. It may take time, but it will grow. And one day, you'll look up and see the fruits of that prayer, ripe and ready for the taking. That's the power of prayer. It's the power of faith. And it's the power of God's will, moving in your life in ways you can't even begin to understand. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to know the how. You just need to trust. Trust in God. Trust that He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating things in ways that you could never imagine. Prayer shifts your mindset from lack to abundance, from fear to trust, from doubt to faith. It changes the way you see yourself, the way you see your life, and the way you see the world. It shifts your perspective from, this is impossible, to, with God, all things are possible. And when you believe that, when you truly believe that, the impossible becomes your reality. There's a moment in every believer's journey when you must surrender. You've tried it your way. You've used all your strength, all your willpower, and all your knowledge. But it's only when you let go and trust that things start to align. Prayer is the ultimate act of surrender. When you pray, you're not just asking for something. You're surrendering to God's will. You're opening yourself up to His plan, trusting that His plan is far greater than anything you could have ever imagined for yourself. It's in that surrender that God's strength becomes your strength. You stop relying on your own understanding, and instead, you lean on His. His strength is infinite. His power is limitless. And when you trust in that, you are unstoppable. You no longer see obstacles as roadblocks, but as opportunities for God's power to shine. You no longer see setbacks as failures, but as lessons in the making. You no longer see problems as burdens, but as challenges to be conquered with faith and strength. But it's not just about believing that God has the power to move mountains. It's about trusting that He has a plan for your life, a plan that's far greater than any of your own. Prayer connects you to that plan. It aligns your heart with His will. When you pray, you are saying, God, I trust You. I trust that You know what's best for me. I trust that Your plan is greater than mine. And in that moment, you release the weight of the world off your shoulders. You stop carrying the burden of figuring it all out. You stop holding on to your doubts and fears. And you let God take control. When you pray, you activate God's word in your life. The Bible is full of promises, promises of healing, restoration, abundance, and peace. And when you pray, you're speaking those promises over your life. You're declaring that God's word is true, and that it will not return void. You're calling forth the miracles that are already on their way. You're speaking life into your situation, no matter how dire it may seem. Because you know that God's word is powerful, and when you align yourself with it, everything begins to shift. Prayer isn't just a one-time thing. It's a daily practice. It's a constant conversation with God. It's waking up in the morning and thanking Him for the breath in your lungs, for the opportunity to start a new day. It's throughout the day, when you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, taking a moment to pray for peace and strength. And it's at night, when you lie down, surrendering your day to Him, trusting that He will handle what you cannot. When you make prayer a part of your daily life, it becomes a part of who you are. It becomes the foundation of your mindset, your faith, and your strength. And when prayer becomes who you are, miracles follow. You'll begin to see things shift in ways you never expected. Doors will open. Opportunities will arise. And blessings will pour into your life in abundance. But you must be patient. You must trust in God's timing. Sometimes, things don't happen as quickly as we want them to. Sometimes, we wonder why God hasn't answered our prayers yet. But remember this, God's timing is perfect. His plan is flawless. And when the time is right, He will reveal the answers to your prayers in ways that will blow your mind. So, what does it take to manifest miracles through prayer? It takes faith. It takes belief. It takes surrender. And it takes trust. Trust that God is working behind the scenes. Trust that He has a plan for your life. Trust that He is guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for the miracles that are coming. When you trust in that, when you fully surrender to His will, that's when the miracles will manifest. As you continue on your journey, remember that you are never alone. God is with you. His strength is with you. His love is with you. And when you pray, you are aligning yourself with that strength, that love, and that power. You are tapping into a divine force that can and will change your life. Trust in the power of prayer. Trust in God's plan. And watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. You are on the brink of something great, and it starts with your belief. It starts with your faith. It starts with prayer. And with that, all things are possible.